Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Bogey King and welcome to Bogey King Studios. Today it is a chilly 30 degrees here on the East Coast, so while I can't get out on the course, I thought it'd be a great time to show you what's in my bag, the clubs I chose, how they've done since they've been in the bag, and a little bit more about why I chose the clubs that I did. So we're glad you're here. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and click subscribe, get that bell to be notified of new videos. And if you haven't seen our first video yet, the link will be right here in the top corner. Go ahead and watch our first video, gives you a little glimpse into what the channel's about, and you can follow along as I play a quick round here at a local course on the East Coast. So sit back, relax, and stay tuned for more. All right, everyone, here's my bag. I will actually do a separate video on the bag, but that'll be a little bit shorter and a little less in depth than what I'm going to do with the clubs. But just so you know, none of this is sponsored. I bought all these clubs myself. They were purchased with my own money and purchased after I did my own research and looked up everything I can. As we get to know each other through this channel, you'll find out that I'm somebody who researches everything and does all kinds of in-depth shopping for deals, for coupon codes, and for anything else before I actually make the purchase. So I will say that nothing in the bag, well, I shouldn't say nothing. Everything except for one club I either got on sale with a coupon code, a discount, or using my reward points at Golf Galaxy. These were all purchased between Golf Galaxy and Dick's. No affiliation, just available near where I live. And so, taking you a step back, earlier this year as COVID unfolded and golf was one of the few things that you could continue to do in a safe way, I really stepped into the sport because it gave me a chance to get outside, get some exercise, some fresh air, and still feel like I was doing something to pass the time. I've been golfing on and off for probably 20 years. I've had the same clubs for probably 15 years. And so as I learned more this year and as I got a little bit better, I started to realize the clubs that I was playing with were not the right clubs for me. So I was playing with a set of a driver and some woods that were from a beginner set, and then I had a really nice set of Ben Hogan Apex irons, but those were blades. And we'll get into the difference between blades and cavity backs while we get through this video. But as I started playing this year and playing more and really struggling with some of the clubs that I was playing with, I learned a little bit more about the reason why. And so when I made the purchases to upgrade and to change, a lot of that factored into what would be helping me improve my game while I'm learning at the same time. And so I really have noticed a difference as I've used these clubs, and will explain to you essentially for each why and how they've made improvements to my game. So we'll start with the club that I absolutely love. It's a club that I just got recently. It was actually an early birthday gift for me. And so this is the only club in my bag that I paid full price for. Part of the reason is because it just came out not too long ago. So I have the Big Bertha B21 driver. This thing is an absolute beast. You can see it's been used quite a bit already. It is a 9-degree head, and I have it up to on the adjustable shaft here. I have it in the stiff flex shaft, and have to say that this driver is pretty awesome. Now, it's not the driver that automatically fixes your slice. It doesn't correct everything by itself. You still have to do and swing correctly, but I can tell you that when I'm having a good day with my swing, this club is incredible. I moved from a Callaway XR Speed driver, which was a great driver. It was an improvement over the driver I had before. I really started playing a lot more, but this driver, on average, on a good drive, I will actually get at least 20 more yards out of it, sometimes 30. I think my best drive so far is about 265. And for me, that's great. I'm not someone who, I love to just club the ball 300 yards, but honestly, in my rounds over the past few years and months, I have not met anybody who is an amateur golfer who can actually hit the ball 300 yards. So if you think you can, good for you. If you do, that's awesome. But unfortunately, I just can't do that, and so that's okay. But that driver is great. It has an amazing sound, and for me, the stiff flex works really well when I swing. The next set of clubs that I'll go through, I'm not going to go through them both, but are my woods. So I have a 3 and a 5, and they're both the XR Speed series. And so if you can see, They're both pretty compact. They've got a nice finish. I like the red, white, and blue, little Americana. They have a great feeling. I think these are the regular flex shafts. They're graphite, but both the 5 and the 3 are really nice clubs. I got these both on sale during earlier spring sales, so I believe I actually only paid for both of them maybe $150. So really got lucky, some of the great sales. And then some of my new favorite clubs are these Callaway Steelhead. So these are my hybrids. This is my 3, and then I have a 4. And I have to tell you, since switching from a 3 iron and a 4 iron, going to a 3 and 4 hybrid is game changing. I mean, it's life changing. So if you are somebody who is on the fence, you have a 3 iron or a 4 iron, you don't hit them too well, the amount of forgiveness, the amount of distance, for a while when I was still figuring out my driver, I was often driving my 3 hybrid farther than my driver. So these are awesome clubs. They really have made a huge difference in that mid game, and they actually feel really great, and they're very comfortable in your hands, really good to swing. So moving on to my irons. So as I mentioned before, I had a set of Ben Hogan Apex irons. They're amazing clubs. I actually did some research and would say they're probably mid 1990s. They were modeled after some of the original Ben Hogan irons, and at a time when your best set of irons might cost $500-600, these retailed for over $1,000. Really well made, really great clubs, but the blade technology is just a little bit too advanced for my skill level. You have to hit that ball right in the middle of the club face to get the best loft and distance, and that's just something that I unfortunately couldn't do, and I'm still getting better at it. So when I went to Golf Galaxy and I talked with my local golf pro, the suggestion was made to go with a cavity back. And you might say, well, what is a cavity back? If you don't know, you can see on these clubs there is this cavity in the back, and then you have a little more space on the bottom of your club. This thickness here really creates a lower center of gravity. It also moves the weight down below. And then you have more of a wider club face here. So you can really hit the ball anywhere in the space and still get a decent result. These clubs are very forgiving. Now, what series are these? These are the Callaway XR irons. And I actually got these, again, on sale. I think they retail for $500. I think by the time I utilized the sale price and a coupon, I ended up getting them for right around $350. So $350 for a full set of irons. They are, 5 down to pitching wedge. And I have to say, I really didn't do a whole lot when I got these besides start swinging them. And I immediately noticed the difference in the distance in which I was hitting. I noticed a level of forgiveness that I didn't have in my blades. And I got a lot more confident when I was hitting my irons that I was actually going to get just so much better distance and accuracy out of these. And so, look, I still hit the errant shot every once in a while, but overall, these irons have made a vast improvement in my game, especially in the short game. If you have an errant drive that doesn't go where you want it to go, you have to recover. So having a set of irons that you can trust is really, really important to a game if you're trying to improve and get better. So moving down the list, now we get into the wedges. So I had a previous sand wedge that I bought at Walmart when Walmart used to sell golf clubs. And so I made the upgrade after doing, again, a bunch of research to the Callaway. And this is the PM grind wedge. Now this thing is in 56 degree. It's got a 14 degree bounce. And I have to say this club is amazing in the sand. I will not hit any other club out of the sand. I have typically been able to really get some great shots with the right amount of distance, the right amount of loft, and really just love this club in the sand. Now the alternative is when I'm not in the sand, and I would say I'm with, inside the pitching wedge distance up to maybe the next club, which is my 60 degree, I would say honestly I'm not the greatest. So I'm trying to improve. This club, I'm sure it's a matter of me, not the club, but fantastic in the sand for me, not so great mid distances, but that's okay. Again, I'm trying to learn. I got it in the dark metal, which I think just looks fantastic. There has been some, scraping and some discoloration as I've swung it, but that just means I'm using it, so that's a good thing. Moving on to the next wedge in my bag here is the Callaway Jaws 60 degree. Now, again, doing the research, there were several contenders that I was looking at. There was a Mizuno, there was a Titleist, there was a few others. At the end of the day, I just had to go with and be consistent with the brand in my bag. But this Callaway Jaws wedge, it's a 60 degree with an 8 degree bounce. It has a super narrow, if you can see this in the camera, it's kind of hard at this angle, but it's got a super narrow approach. So when you get up close to those soft lie areas and you just want to get right under the balls, pop it up, get it to land on the green without too much roll, this is the club. And honestly, I've had some folks tell me, well, you really have to hit a 60 degree carefully. You got to be mindful of, you know, the swing and the approach. I have not felt at one time with this club that I was out of control. I have been able to do some really cool flop shots, opening the face. I've got some really great short, you know, chips and bounces and things. This club so far has become one of my favorite clubs to hit. Obviously I have to get the ball close in order to be able to use it, but when I do, this club is just phenomenal. And I think I was able to use, again, a coupon and get like 20% off. So this club retails for $160 and I got it for around $120, I believe it was. So really a great investment. Really has helped around the greens. And then last but not least, my putter. So I was using a putter that, again, I think I found it somewhere. It was a Dunlop. It was a regular flat face putter, no trailing body or anything, no fancy face, nothing else. And so honestly, when I was looking to get a putter, I just wanted something that was better and was newer. And so this was purely bought on price alone. I had, again, a coupon, you can get a sense of theme here, and had a desire for, I did want a 2-ball Odyssey putter. And so when I saw this one, I actually just thought it looked really cool. I like the fangs. I like the way the weight is distributed around the club face. And then it has this micro hinge face insert here. So it's kind of hard to see. I can maybe get a little bit closer than the screen, but I do have to say there's a lot of forgiveness in this face. It feels really great off the ball, but having the 2 balls on the back to be able to align your putt has really gone a long way in improving my putts. I was probably a 3, 4, 5 putter, and I would say since I've got this putter and I've also been doing some practicing, you can never say enough about getting enough practice. I have got down to a 2 and 3 putter, maybe even less sometimes. I've actually played a few rounds recently where I've actually sank a few putts, 1 putt, which is just an awesome feeling for your confidence. Really helps as you are working on your game, and obviously it helps save some strokes. A lot of the folks that I've been able to play with over the past few weeks and months, there's been some people who have been able to drive that ball insanely well, and they get to the green and they have a 3 or 4 putt, and instead of getting a par or a bogey or even a birdie, they've double bogeyed, triple bogeyed, and so they're just really frustrated, and that frustration just continues to spiral out of control. So that's it. That's what's in my bag. As I said before in my first video, I play probably once a week, sometimes twice a week. I'm a member in a local golf club, and so try to get out if I can, even the weekdays, just for a late afternoon round, get a few in. I like to go to the greens and putt and drive a little bit here and there, but really just try to improve and have fun while I'm doing so. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, drop a comment below, let me know what clubs you're hitting. I'd love to see what clubs you're using with, your experiences, how you've done. And as we get into some more videos on the course, as the weather gets a little warmer, I'll talk a little more in depth about each club as I'm using them. I believe in the first video I was hitting a couple of my irons and was able to talk a little bit about them and their performance. And then I also have some other things coming out in terms of technology reviews, some shoe reviews, and then some actual equipment reviews. And so again, it's been great to be here with you. I hope you enjoyed this in-depth what's in the bag. I'm Bogey King. Nice to meet you. Glad you're here. Please subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Have a great day.